Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine Ball,
And Jennifer Denny.
and we're back with another Small Biz Chat. And today we're going to get local.
Local SEO.
You know, as a small business owner, if you're in an industry where there are big national competitors, sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming. But the truth is that you've got some wonderful tools and a distinct advantage that can let you dominate local SEO.
Yes, yes. There's lots of things you can do.
All right, Jennifer. So this is your happy place. What are some of the things that you tell every small business owner they should do to improve their SEO?
Well, let's start with the obvious. Google My Business.
Mm-hmm.
That is the tool for Google to recognize that you are a local business. And there are lots of things within Google My Business that needs to be done right there. So let's start there is where I would start.
I love GMB. I have been absolutely knocked out with some of the results that we've gotten with the number of phone calls my clients are getting and the number of links to their website. And that's the kind of stuff that you'd pay good money in advertising for, and Google My Business lets you get it free.
Yep, yep. We talked about smart campaigns before, and they drive traffic directly to that Google My Business. So it's almost like a mini website per se about all the information. And different industries have different items that need to be filled out and picked up on.
I have found that the Google My Business dashboard is really great because it's kind of idiot proof. It really walks you through. It's almost like Google wants you to do this and do this well.
Yep, yep. And don't forget to look at your competitors too. Like they might have things that you don't have, and maybe you need to just ask for it. I've reached out to Google My Business, be like, hey, why do they have this feature and I don't? And gotten features added.
Cool. But let's talk about some of the basics. Even if you just have a basic Google My Business, I tell everybody that you want to get a few photos in your photo library and fill out the basics on your business. But what else should you be doing in your profile and your daily Google activity?
So on your Google My Business, the other thing is maybe you add some images at first, but you need to consistently be adding more images. So it's not just about filling it out and then walking away. Video as well. So they'll accept up to a minute of videos. So adding those videos is great. Reviews. Um, there is a direct link that is available on your Google My Business dashboard that you can send out and get those reviews. Don't forget, though, to actually respond to those reviews as well, because that affects your ranking on there.
Absolutely. And one of the things I really like is, in addition to this very intuitive dashboard, Google My Business has a terrific little app, and you can access it from your phone. So if you're in the retail or restaurant or event venue business,
Yep.
take pictures real time and then post them right through the app and respond right through the app.
Yep, yep. So that kind of leads me to the posting that Google has within there. For me, I love a plugin that's called WP Google My Business Auto Publish. That's kind of a mouthful there, but it allows you every time you make a post on your blog, it will auto publish to your Google My Business.
Cool. So it really takes all the legwork out. You're creating this blog, just get it right on there.
Yep, yep. So I think we could talk forever about Google My Business, but I think there's some other things in local SEO to talk about too.
Absolutely. All right. So number one, get your GMB straight. But then, Jennifer, what else should people be doing to really dominate in Google My Business?
Well, outside of Google My Business, just dominating in local SEO, You want to pay attention to your structured data. And that sounds scary and it sounds technical, and it can be. But
It doesn't have to be.
doesn't have to be. If you use WordPress, there are great plugins. WP Schema .com is a great plugin that allows you to add code to your website that indicates all the local information to Google, such as your social profiles, such as where you're located at, what type of business you are. And so that's really important for local SEO as well.
I also think that you can't just rely on the setup and the structure of your page is important, but you need to be doing a little bit of work on a regular basis to let Google know where you are. You know, you want to have your footer, you want to occasionally mention in your blog posts and on some of your pages where you are. And some of the companies that I work with where they cover multiple neighborhoods, I'm like, well, write a blog post about, we just did this window repair project in Zionsville, and we installed a door in Greenwood, Indiana. And so now you start to tell Google through the content that you're putting on your website where you're located.
This is, I think, that the tougher part is to come up with concepts for content that allows you to be into local areas. And you have to really think through, like, how is each area different? And it might be that you're doing jobs in different areas, but there might also be things that are related to those particular areas that you can write about, and you can kind of maybe create a guide. Oh, go ahead.
No, when you said guide, we had a realtor and she came up with this idea and I thought it was brilliant. She actually did home buyer guides for each of the neighborhoods. So it was a Avon, home buyer guide, and it had the list of schools. It had, the address of where was the local post office and those things, so that it became a real resource. And so if somebody was looking at buying a home in Greenwood, her guide came up.
Yeah.
And then her page came up.
You just checked a lot of boxes with using something like that. Like you've got the particular locality, so you're using the SEO technical aspects, but you're also helping the buyer and the user experience that's information that they want. And so that's why this becomes a challenge, is what is the information that is local to the individual areas. This in itself could be a major project, especially if you're like a contractor and like, well, I do a 50-mile radius. Okay, well, that could be 50 different cities.
Well, yeah, at least 50 different towns or neighborhoods, but the payoff is that if somebody is looking specifically for a contractor in some little town and you're the only one who's written content about that little town, you're going to come up first on a Google search.
Sometimes you have to let Google know that you are a local business, because some categories actually get lumped into, oh, this is nationwide. They could service nationwide. And so by doing all that local content, you're signaling to Google that, hey, I do business in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Do we have time for another local SEO tip?
The other one is listings. So there are lots of aggregates out there that have all of these listings, and it's a good idea to make sure that all of your listings are updated with the same NAP, name, address, and phone number across the board. And so I would definitely recommend that for sure.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I am going to say that anybody who has questions about it, local SEO, you can put them in the chat below, or check out Jen's website. If you're looking for someone to do this for you, I got to tell you, I refer a lot of folks to Jennifer at Elevated Marketing Solutions, because that's what they do. And if you think you want to do this yourself, which is also okay, check out the digital toolbox.
All right. Take care, everyone.
See you next time.